In a Grimsby council property, a family has left and squatters have been in. Now it's up to our clean team, Sean, Darren and Steve, to make the place fit for a new family. The first job is to do a risk assessment.
We don't know what's in there, we don't know the state of the property. It's a case of just pull up and have a quick look, see what's in there.
Some of the family possessions are still here, and there's grim evidence that squatters with all their problems have been here too.
Oh, there's definitely been a lot of vandalism going on in here. Front room, middle room's pretty much smashed up, all the furniture's been smashed up. Yeah, in the kitchen, they've smashed all the units, smashed the window, radiator's been ripped off, so chances are the plumbing central heating system's been ripped out. Obviously breakage on the doors are totally ruined, so all them will need to come off.
Upstairs, it's clear the squatters weren't exactly house-proud. The lads must tread warily.
Before you get stuck in, it's just a case of go round. Any signs of any drug use, any needles, obvious signs of them sometimes is in bins. So no, it seems to basically go around survey it before you get the lads in here, because obviously when they get in, they just want to get cracking and get it done.
Darren enters what was once a child's bedroom, but there's nothing innocent about this.
This is just pure filth. You can even smell, it's got a real strong smell of urine, to be honest with you. I mean, look at that. I mean, would you really let anyone live like that? It's just disgusting. I don't know what's behind it yet. Have a quick look. It's mainly just toys underneath it, bits of food waste. It's obviously been having itself a little picnic. It's a case of just be careful, have a look round, survey what there might be before we get in here and clear it properly. And look through the toy boxes, anything sharp, and go from there.
As Darren picks his way through the rubbish, it soon becomes clear his caution is well founded.
Yes, like I say, when you're surveying, you've got to be very careful. Come across the first needle, we don't know what it's been used for, but we can guess it's drugs of some sort.
The squatters who moved in here had one interest, and one interest only: drugs.
There's more needles in here. I've just been using that to tie their arm up for when they inject or wherever they're injecting to. Yeah, there's loads in here. Typical example, you get a normal carrier bag where you can just pick it up with your hands, needle straight in you, and this one's actually is used as well.
Rob has now completed his risk assessment. It's going to be dangerous. Back in the abandoned Grimsby property, Darren and his team are ready to clear away all the rubbish. Until recently, this place was home to some drug-using squatters. That was obvious from all the needles.
It's not that dirty compared to others we've done. I just think that somebody's actually smashed the place up, maybe for the fun.
The last official tenants here were a family, and many of their possessions are still here. Darren and the lads try to piece together what happened.
I'm just more nosy, I am. I look for stuff of so I can pry into people's lives.
Now Steve finds another clue.
Photo album. Why would you leave something like that behind? You'd definitely take that with you, wouldn't you? All the kids in there and everything.
Nice Christmas hat for you.
Oh, lovely.
The squatters have left no needles on the ground floor, but upstairs it's different.
There's two more in here. We'll just carefully place them in the bucket, syringe bucket. This is the worst of it, when you actually get them in with a load of rubbish. It's dirty plasters as well, obviously. A bit of blood. Yeah, there's quite a few in here.
The smallest prick from one of these needles could have serious consequences.
You just never know what you can get. If you're lucky, you might not get anything. If you're unfortunate, you get AIDS or hepatitis.
Obviously we've got some more, what we saw earlier.
There are needles everywhere, but some of them are out of sight.
In the mattresses, normally what happens here, I mean, I don't know, They'll inject themselves while they're laid in bed, and you often find the needles actually inside the mattress, and yeah, that can be pretty dangerous, and it's very hard to spot as well.
Guys?
Yeah?
I'm in the sharps box, mate.
Yeah.
Another one yet again in the kids' bedroom.
I think that's all the needles in here. Now we can treat it as general waste. Yeah.
All the needles have been removed. Now begins the great clear out.
I think all the major items are on. Just put the weighty items on top to keep everything else in. In case of strap it up and get off.
Surely, this can't be compared with Steve's lunch. Yes, it can.
You don't really want to look in this lunchbox. It looks like the contents of that house, to be honest with you. Chicken roll with Branston pickle.
That's actually looks all right for today. Normally he has Marmite, cheese spread with something else. And I'll tell you now, that lunchbox has not been cleaned out for about a week.
In central London, beneath the bustling streets, there are over 40,000 miles of sewers. The upkeep of the system is down to an elite team of highly skilled technicians known for centuries as the flushers. Today, Rob, a veteran of some 40 years, and novice Dan are preparing to venture into a sewer off the Victoria Embankment to confront their biggest problem. More than 90 tonnes of fat is poured into the sewers annually by London's restaurants. In the system, it congeals and causes over half the 100,000 blockages the flushers have to deal with every year.
We've had a report there's a lot of fat down here, so we're actually coming down to have a look and see how we're going to sort the problem out.
They descend with gas monitors bleeping. If there are toxic gases, they'll quickly be alerted. Rob and Dan soon stumble on an old friend.
Yeah, you've got a rat there, look. You're not going to find too many down here. They like it nice and dry. They keep up out of the way. They more likely drowned when there was the last storm. They can only hold their breaths for so long and then they drown the same as we do. Off you go.
London's sewers, built in Victorian times, were mainly designed to deal with sewage. Now, as well as the fat, recent cleansing products are causing big problems.
It's the wipes and things, you know, the baby wipe to wipe with the baby's bottoms and things like that. They just don't break down at all. They go right the way through, right the way down into the works. They all have to be taken out before the sewage is actually treated.
This build-up of fat and wipes creates a thick crust on top of the sewage flow. To gauge the extent of the problem, Rob has no option but to hop in and take a closer look.
Go on then, Dan, you can put the ladder in.
Oh, thanks. If it looks as good as it smells.
I just don't think about this when I eat porridge. It's not too solid, you know. If we drop the flow in here and then get a jetter in here and stir it up.
Blast it through.
Yeah, blast it through.
They will be able to divert the sewage flow and then can use a power jetter to flush the crust away. But they can't combat the smell. Face masks would be useless.
When you're working in it all day long, it actually gets into your pores. And you can have a shower, 2 or 3 showers a day, and it just stays with you.
With the blockage assessed and a solution decided upon, Rob and Dan can now carry on with their inspection further downstream. In central London, sewer flushers Rob and Dan are continuing their daily schedule. They're about to look at another sewer run off the Victoria Embankment in Westminster. Descending into this Victorian brick-built sewer, it's soon obvious that conditions are quite different from the modern, concrete-clad system they came across this morning.
The fungi that you see growing here grows on the fat and slime that's on the wall of the sewer. I don't think it's edible. I'm not going to try it to find out. I mean, as you can see, the flow coming through here is peak flow at the moment. We're, you know, sort of up past 12, 1 o'clock. Everybody's going to lunch, everybody's having their breaks and going to the toilet. This is sewage, as you can see, but in that there's fat, there's rags and everything else that shouldn't come down into the sewer system.
As they go further down the flow to the bottom of the stairs, they can retrieve some samples from the build-up for closer inspection. The main cause of the problem as ever, is thousands of baby wipes that don't degrade, and the congealed fat from the restaurants above.
This is the solid fat that's been down here for quite a while. You can see it there, that's solid. And this stuff is a mixture of fresh fat, and then this is all a mixture of toilet paper and everything. That's a wipe.
As well as the fat and wipes causing so many problems, there are other regular blockages that Rob can't really do much about.
Well, I'm not the Pope, and I wouldn't sort of say don't use condoms, but try using maybe a few less. But I don't know what the answer is to that one. I suppose we'll have to live with that. You wonder the size of the people that the condoms have actually been used by, because they're bloody enormous. Might fit Danny. Danny's been up Leicester Square. He's saying he was up there the other week, so, you know, might be one of his down there.
I'll put it in the bin.
That's it. Bin it, don't block it. That's it. Danny's got the motto.
Dealing with the unpleasant contents of the sewers is most people's idea of hell. But to Dan, with only 2 years' experience on the job, life couldn't be better.
It's like a bit of a thrill, isn't it? If you had to think about the job that you do and what you were actually involved in, it would probably turn a lot of people's stomachs. There's not many people get to walk around under the streets of London. There's so much goes on that so many people don't know about.
So, after a detailed assessment of the build-up, Rob now has a plan of action.
That extends for about, I would say, about 30 or 40 metres up the line. It goes right the way through down the embankment. I would imagine there's somewhere in the region of a few tonnes of fat anyway. So basically, we're going to get a jetter in and we'll flush that through.
Rob and Dan can now head back to the surface and make their report. In the coming weeks, a team will be back to lower the flow in the system and flush the build-up away. And the blockages in the sewers were quickly washed away by the flusher teams.